Hello, fans, collectors, investors. Welcome back to Iconic Baseball. I am Iconic Al, and I am absolutely pumped to get back into the countdown today at number 34. Pumped because this is a guy that I player collected for most of my middle school and high school years. He played his entire career with the Baltimore Orioles, a career that was legendary. He achieved the monumental feat of playing in every game for 17 years straight. One of those unbreakable records, as far as I'm concerned. Everyone that was alive in 1995 remembers September 6th, the day where he passed Lou Gehrig on the all-time consecutive games streak. And I remember going down the street to my friend Matt Kennedy's house because he had ESPN, and that was on ESPN. We didn't get ESPN. And I remember just being glued to the TV and in awe of this man because of what he stood for and what that record meant. And to see Joe DiMaggio in the building, Lou Gehrig's teammate, and to see him speak on the field and congratulate Cal Ripken, it was a big moment for me as a baseball fan at 13 years old watching that, and it grew my love for the game immensely. Cal Ripken is defined by that moment, but he was more than that. He was a Gold Glove shortstop, a 19-time All-Star, a 2-time MVP, and we're talking about a 95 WAR shortstop here. I mean, this is a guy who is one of the all-time greats. I am very excited to present to you Mr. Cal Ripken Jr.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Remember this date, fans. May 2nd, 1939. Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse, has just taken himself out of the Yankee lineup for the first time in 14 seasons. 2,130 consecutive games, a record that will stand as long as young men play the game of baseball.
Cal Ripken was one of the most iconic athletes of his time and will always be associated with reliability, durability, and excellence. He compiled 95.5 WAR over a career that lasted from 1981 to 2001. He batted .276 for a career, amassing 3,184 hits. Hit 431 home runs, which is still the most ever as a shortstop. He ended up with 603 doubles, 19-time All-Star selection, 2 Gold Glove awards at shortstop, and he won 2 MVPs. Although he didn't get a lot of opportunities in the postseason, in 28 playoff games, he hit .336, and he was a World Series champion in 1983. What everyone remembers about Cal Ripken, myself included, is what happened on September 6th, 1995, when he played in his 2,131st consecutive game, breaking Lou Gehrig's streak. It was truly one of the greatest moments in baseball history. He would go on to play another few seasons, eventually ending the streak voluntarily at 2,632 games, meaning he played in every game for 17 seasons. It's just something that these days it's hard to even wrap your head around. It'll never happen again, and he is baseball's Iron Man. As I mentioned in the intro, Cal Ripken has a special place in my heart because I player collected him for many of my formative years in the hobby, through middle school and high school. And I was probably at around 600 unique Cal Ripken cards in my collection back during that time. And some of these cards you see here, actually the 2 front cards, the 96 Finest Refractor and the 92 Donruss Rookie card, come from my original collection from back in those days. So those cards have been with me for about 25 years. So let's look at some of these items here. Let's start with the baseball. A really nice, sweet spot, single sign baseball here. Cal has a really nice autograph, and he does sign. He's been a generous signer through his career and in retirement. So it is not difficult or expensive to find Ripken signed items. This was the limited edition ball that came out shortly after Ripken broke Gehrig's record, commemorating that 2,131st game. So that's one more thing I like about this ball, in addition to a very clean Ripken auto. Next up, we'll look at a beautiful 96 Finest gold refractor of Cal Ripken. Look at the shine on that thing. All through my high school years, I always considered this my best card. It's one that I remember saving up for and end up finding at a show. And this is fresh on the heels of Ripken breaking Gehrig's record in 95, and then pretty much peak Cal Ripken came in 96, with so many great releases like this, appropriately titled Finest Gamers, because Cal Ripken was the gamer of all gamers, let's be honest. And as Pepino Man would say, so shiny! This is definitely in that category of sicko! But yeah, always my best card through high school. And then I recently got it graded. I thought it might have had a shot at a 10, ended up pulling a 9. Even graded in a 9, we're talking a pop 19 with 0 10s. So that's why I was excited to get this graded, because I thought maybe it had a chance to be a pop 1 PSA 10. But it's still just as beautiful to me, and one that I will always cherish in my collection. Okay, let's move on to this beautiful SP buyback Ripken auto. This is one of his, more plentiful autographs. He signed and numbered 266 of these, and I like it. It's his last year as an active player. 2001 SP. Shows him in a nice fielding pose. A nice bold auto on there that graded a 10. The card itself graded a 9, but just a really nice example of an SP design. A nice defensive fielding shot for Ripken and its playing days. Beautiful auto. I've always loved it. So that stays in my long-term collection. Then the rookie cards. This is my pride and joy. This is the one, probably my most gratifying grading experience in my life. This is the Ripken card that, I was very excited to send to PSA about a year or two ago. I cracked it out of a BGS 9 slab. It was straight 9s. It was like subgrades were 9999. It looked really good to me, and I was pretty confident it would get a PSA 9. Was, fully expecting that. And lo and behold, this thing came back a PSA 10, which surprising, but was very happy to get it. There's no way I would pay the 10 premium on a card like this, but I'm very happy to have it. And it's one that's been with me since my high school days. So that made it even more gratifying. It's a card that's been with me for that long, that I took good care of. Graded 9 with Beckett, probably 15, 20 years ago. And that was back when Beckett was really grading harshly. And to cross that over to a PSA 10, very unlikely. For some context, this card has been graded 14,000 times by PSA, with only 694 PSA 10s. That's like a gem rate of 4.9%. A very unlikely PSA 10. And then this is his 82 Topps Traded. I think his second most beautiful rookie card. This came in a collection that I purchased a couple years ago, and I graded it myself, and hoping for a 9, but got the 8. So grading can go both ways, obviously. I'm still very, very happy with having an 8 on this card. It's a really clean copy. It's a very, very attractive 8, really. There's no heinous off-centering or anything like that. It's a really beautiful pose. And so that's his most prominent Topps rookie card. Sincere thanks, everyone, for tuning in. on another countdown video. I look forward to continuing the countdown at number 33 next week. Until then, keep collecting and stay iconic.